That was the sound of me cracking my knuckles. Sorry if that was too loud. But anyway, hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burgle Thought, and welcome back to Inktober. Today is October 12th, and the prompt is whale. I was trying to find different ideas of what to do, and I've seen some beautiful, beautiful artwork of majestic whales flying through the sky and swimming through the ocean, doing big laps and big loops and all that stuff. They're very elegant, and I have never been able to do that. Elegance is not my forte. I should practice. But I have an idea of what to do for today, and it seems like a fun thing to do. And more importantly, I need to make these pictures look better. I'm doing them on the fly, which is fine, but I feel they're just not as nice as some of the older stuff I was doing last year. Then again, last year it took me a few days to get into the swing of it anyway. So let's get started. And for the few minutes or so, there's gonna be no music because I am using my secondary device for a quick reference because whales are funny and I need to find a way to draw them. So let's see. I'm sticking with the orca or killer whale because orcas have this weird little kind of like Ninja Turtle, like unhappy Ninja Turtle kind of look to them, which I find kind of funny. I was gonna try and do something creepy, like a giant white whale, aka the sperm whale, because sperm whales are freaking creepy. Um, as a few close friends and family members might know, I am terrified of those things. All thanks to the diorama at the New York Museum of Natural History. I remember I was very little. I was checking out the ocean area, and the diorama with the sperm whale fighting against a giant squid terrified me as a kid, and to this day, I freaking hate them. I hate them with a passion. But everyone has their own opinion. So let's. Okay, that's the main thing right there. That's all I really needed was a reference for the head. And the rest is something completely different. So hold on to your butts. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So this whale is on vacation. And I was thinking of the term beached whale because it's a sad thing when a whale gets beached, especially when it's still alive. So I said to myself, what's a funny, lighthearted way to depict a beached whale? And I figured we're going to have him on the beach. He's on vacation. He has one of these little Hawaiian flower neck things on because he's enjoying himself. There we go. He has a big old pot belly. He's a whale. Obviously, he's gonna have a big old pot belly. He's just chilled out. Got some fat folds of skin, that's fine. And I forget if, let me see, whales have flat fins that are horizontal, I believe, because they are mammals. They got flat fins, which are essentially their, not, well, they're not their feet. I've seen enough skeletons at the museum to know they are not their feet. They are part of their spine, but it is flat. Let's see. Orcas. Come on, Google search. Got this big old flipper. Yeah, okay. So he's gonna have his triangle fin. There you go. He's wearing the equivalent of whale speedos. Just one big old cloth right here. There we go. I'm gonna give him a little umbrella inside of his little drink. Let's see what I got here. This is 5. Okay, so we have that. And he is seated comfy in his beach chair. Because, that's what whales do. They sit in beach chairs. There we go. Okay, the basics are done. Let's clean the sucker up and add some nice fun details. Just gonna adjust adjust some settings. Here we go. And now There we go. I'm just adding some heavier lines to attempt to clean this guy up a little bit. Now the issue with the mighty orca is that he's almost entirely black, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna, I don't know, add some cross hatching to allude to just the overall color, because then I'm just gonna be here forever trying to ink him. I don't know about you guys, but I like this little mix I found on YouTube. It's a nice little holiday mix that I don't find too intrusive. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was this close to doing like a whole Street Sharks kind of wear where he was gonna be flexing his muscles and everything, but I figured why embarrass myself trying to get that kind of anatomy right and just have some fun instead. Like part of me wants to call Street Sharks the poor man's Ninja Turtles, but to be honest, there were a lot of other knockoff like anthropomorphic teenagers during the 90s and late 80s that are definitely more of a poor man thing than the Street Sharks. Street Sharks actually were kind of fun. The toys were cool. The designs were like, extreme. And just the idea that their villain was like this mad scientist that had to wear like a mechanical diving suit to stay alive was kind of fun. Dr. Pteranodime. Not very subtle, but still. Now, out of all the animals to kind of like anthropomorphize, if that's the right word, like whales are definitely the ones you see the least. I've seen sharks, but then again, people usually just draw sharks or shark-like creatures as just being like human bodies, narrow snout, tail, maybe a pair of tits, uh, because that's. Is it a furry if it's not actually fuzzy and furry? I don't know, but just in general, whales you don't see depicted elegantly, with the exception of maybe like mermaids. I've seen people draw full-figured women mermaids and usually incorporate whale aspects into them. Usually the orca, something beautiful and something that looks beautiful like the orca. And it's funny because orcas are like, how can I put this? Orcas are pretty much like hippos. Like on paper, they seem cute and beautiful as they run through the water, and baby hippos are freaking adorable little balls of like fat. But they are some mean. They are mean. There's a reason they're called killer whales. They're freaking hunters, man. Fun fact: some scientists, when studying orcas and primarily sperm whales, the white whales, they had this big exhibit at the Museum of Natural History, and they had an entire exhibit dedicated to the sperm whale, and they had these sculptures. Now, part of them were actual fossils, part of them were sculpted to fill in the gaps of like a step-by-step evolutionary chart, and they show that a wolf-like creature is what the sperm whale and most whales probably came from. Most whales that hunt, such as the orca and sperm whale. Like if you go down the track, they become more and more wolf-like. They go from like whale to like an otter, like a mammal with fur that's really sleek, and then it leaves the water and became a wolf. It was really interesting. This is too big. We're using the wrong one. Medium. That looks pretty good so far. Ah, yes, the Biker Mice from Mars in the chat. Biker Mice from Mars is weird because they would like start singing to themselves randomly. Like it wasn't a musical, but they would start singing. But like all of the like a lot of the cartoons at that time that was trying to mimic Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles were like we're cool because we're ninjas. Everyone else was cool because of their designs. And Biker Mice from Mars had like a pretty boy. He was the white mouse. He was meant to be like young and like hip, but he had like a metal face. Like half his face was metal. Then the other one guy had like a metal arm, and I barely remember the episodes, but it is one where the villains try to bribe the one with the metal, the mechanical arm, with a brand new arm because apparently the loss of his arm was like a big deal to him. And I don't remember how straight they played it. But I remember that was like the main point of the episode, trying to like entice him into like betraying his friends for a new arm. And then I remembered in freaking Young Justice, like Young Justice had an entire episode like that where um Speedy freaking pretty much drops all of his hatred and vengeance plans be- just for a new mechanical arm. Like I'm like, wow, like Biker Mice did it first, I guess. I don't know. Now I want to say that cartoon with the cows, Moo Mesa, something of Moo Mesa, was a poor man's Ninja Turtle. However, it was attached to Ninja Turtles. They never did a crossover in the original, but in the was it the 2003 was it the much more serious semi comic accurate version of the Ninja Turtles? They did one where like they made a reference to freaking Moo Mesa, and I found that like whoa, that's freaking weird. I like my poor attempt at some quick wood texture on this. I'm liking this so far. We're about 20 minutes in, and I'm actually really happy with this. Ooh. Ready? That's classical right there. Literally, it's classic and classical. Just laying down some some haphazard cross hatching, just to get an idea of shadow. Once again, I don't want to go too crazy with inks on him, because then he'll just be a giant black blob sitting there. Now I'm aware that I have more followers on Instagram than YouTube. But once again, doing this on YouTube, the video automatically saves. I don't have to do much editing. I just start and finish. And I just feel it works a lot better. It kind of cuts out the middleman, if that makes sense. Because I still am going to need to do video editing later on. At the very least, I'm going to post all of these still images I got from Comic-Con onto Facebook. So once again, if you see yourself, or rather, if you have my card from Comic-Con, just take a quick look to Facebook over this weekend. You're going to see a bunch of still images of people I took. And I'm going to have to also export some still images from footage I took of people. Because there were some people that was so freaking awesome, I had to videotape them in their costume. I couldn't just take a still image. Alright, so let's see. Let's be a little silly. Let's he has palm trees on his swim trunks. Palm trees with coconuts. And he needs a drink. I'm very happy with this. Oh wait, one last thing. He has a little bit of sunscreen on his nose. There we go. And a little bit of a shine on his head. Let me see. I'm trying to read the chat, but I got too much stuff in the way. And there we go. I'm actually very happy with this picture. Just a little hint of the shade of the shading on the figure, so you know it's a whale. You don't have to paint it all black. I am good. I am happy. Hopefully, you guys are happy. And that's it for today. This weekend will be up in the air due to some family events, but I will still try and get the 7 o'clock drawing in, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later!